Hi guys, in this video you will learn how to paint on glass with paint pans and make your creations last. I have compared 5 different brands of paint pans that claim to be good for glass painting. Also, I tested 5 different sealers to preserve your creation. Whether you are a seasoned artist or just looking for a fun new project, stick around because this video is packed with tips, tricks and my personal recommendations to make your glass painting project a success. Let's get started. I start with the sealers as they take the longest to cure. I selected some common brands here that were recommended by other artists and also based on online reviews. The brands we have here is Mod Podge, Polyvine, Genelite, this one is Plastic Out and Liquitex. What do we check here? What is the criteria? Color impact, whether the sealer alters the paint's appearance, scratch resistance, how well the sealer protects against scratches, and dishwasher safety. Although I would hand wash any hand decorated item, but it's important to test this claim, especially since some products like Mod Podge are marketed as dishwasher safe. Gonna test that. I have 5 glass squares here that look like coasters, but it used to be a bigger piece of glass that I've got from a local glass shop for free, as it was some scrap glass. Cut into pieces and polish the edges. Both paint and sealers adhere better to textured surfaces. To test this, I'm gonna sand one part of the square, so I'm halving it with masking tape now. I will be using 120 grit sandpaper, cut to size and attach to my drill to roughen half of each glass square, leaving the other half smooth to compare the difference. If you decide to sand glass, always wear a face mask, work in well-ventilated area and clean up the dust with a damp cloth afterward. Avoid using a vacuum cleaner as it can spread fine glass particles around your workplace. Glass dust is not cancerogenic, but better be safe. So there we have it. One half is clear, another is matte. Now I'm going to use isopropanol, very strong alcohol, to clean the glass of any dust and fingerprints. At this point, I'm testing varnishes, not pans, so I will be using only one brand here. I drew different color circles on each square, each side, and now I will pop it into the oven for the paint to dry faster. I put it in a cold oven for 160 degrees Celsius or 320 Fahrenheit for 30 minutes. And once the time is up, just turn it off and leave it to cool inside. Next step is to apply varnishes. I'll start with Mod Podge, which is a water-based sealer. Before application, don't forget to always read the description. Even if you think you know it, sometimes little detail might slip out. Mod Podge I'm applying with the brush, thin layer, trying to apply it evenly. I can see the paint gets a bit hazy, but it will clear out when it dries, and those little brush strokes, I hope, will level up themselves. Next one is Polyvine. It doesn't say, but I will assume it's water-based too. Read the description. This one requires brush application as well. With Polyvine, brush strokes are less visible so far, and it looks more glossy compared to the Mod Podge. The other 3 are spray varnishes. For that reason, I will be using this box. It's just a normal big box to prevent the spray going around. The best way is to do it outside, of course, as some of the varnishes are also quite smelly. But I'm doing it in February and it's quite rainy and very windy, so outside is not an option. If you're doing it inside like me, make sure the windows are open and the room is well ventilated. Wear a face mask and gloves. Here goes Genelite Gloss Paint Lacquer. Shake it very well before use. Apply a good amount of the product. Spray vertically and horizontally, making sure it covers all the surface. We do the same with plastic coat, polyurethane varnish. It's recommended for wood, but I saw people using it on glass too, on the areas which are not in contact with food. You need to spray a really good amount. It will level up itself evenly. After each use, I suggest removing the nozzles straight away and cleaning it with warm water. Last one is Liquitex. It's gloss varnish and it's water-based. Altogether, I apply 3 layers of varnish on each square as suggested within directions. Different sealers recommend different curing time, but I think I'll go somewhere in the middle, like 15 days, but the longer you leave it to cure, the better it will set. Sealers are curing and I'm off to test the paint pans. I chose well-known labels so it's easy for you to find it if you want to. One of them is Uni-Paint, which is oil-based, and also Edding, I suspect to be oil-based too. It doesn't say anywhere on the box or on the pans, but the smell and its appearance kind of gives it away. The rest are acrylic, which is water-based, Posca, Liquitex, and Daler-Rowney. All these pans are suggested for painting on glass. Here comes another scrap piece of glass that I'm cleaning with glass cleaner and using masking tape to divide it so each paint pan has its section. Again, I'm going to draw some circles, different color on the glass. What qualities am I looking for in this test? First is opaqueness. The paint must be opaque enough to show up clearly on the transparent surface. Second one is adherence. I'll check how well the paint adheres without clustering or thinning out, as that would show it's too watery for our needs. And the third one is layering paint. It's crucial that the additional layers don't blend, scratch off, or flake away. I'm helping the paint to dry with the heat gun and I will leave it over the weekend and come back to it on Monday. Before I even started filming, I gently run my hand over the glass and the blue paint from Posca immediately came off. I'm so disappointed. I had planned to test layering the paint, but this incident led to unplanned scratch test. Well, unfortunately, Posca doesn't seem well suited for glass, though I often use it on paper and enjoy the results. I was hoping to use Posca, to be honest, because it offers a wide range of colors, but it easily scratches off the glass, as you can see. Well, surprisingly, not all colors performed equally poorly. Blue was the least durable and others somewhat stronger. On the other hand, Daler, oil-based Uni-Paint and Edding showed better resilience. Liquitex held up reasonably well and I used a stainless steel palette knife to scratch the paint and the oil-based pans withstood the test. Here is Uni-Paint, I can't even pick it up. Posca we already figured. Liquitex doesn't want to give up, and Edding, this white one though, I've ordered separately as it didn't come in the set, surprisingly. This one scratches off. The rest is likewise Uni-Paint, can hardly scratch and I'm really trying. So what's left? I'm gonna try to do layering paint and I start with Daler. I have a good paint flow here, as you can see. I'm trying not to push, not to press too much. I can feel on the tip of the pan, the paint from underneath does come off slightly. Next one is Uni-Paint. It's a oil-based paint and expectedly it mixes in. So it picks up the paint underneath, like here with the red one. Now it's gonna do same with the blue. it just mix it in. So not very good for layering, this one. Same with Posca. Posca scratches the paint underneath. I'm trying to be very careful and have that paint quite runny, but it's coming off, unfortunately. Now Liquitex, it doesn't scratch off as it did with Posca and with the Sealer. Not as bad, but I have to say this yellow paint pan of Liquitex doesn't appear very opaque. Adding, I expect similar reaction as with the Uni paint. As you see, it's picking up the color, the paint from underneath, and they just blend. Given everything that has happened, I've decided to use adding paint pans for my glass project. I would consider using Uni paint, but adding offers more colors, so I don't need to buy anything in addition. They both seem similar in quality, so I'll test adding further. So the next step is the most exciting one, finally decorating the glasses. I chose these glasses, but you can choose any other glass or vase or biscuit jar, anything you like. It can make a wonderful gift or add some creativity to your kitchen or dinner table. We chose the glass. I have a design in mind and color palette, but if you are doing it for the first time, I would suggest to go with something simple, not too intricate, but again, it's entirely up to you. I chose this mosaic-like design as once I was scrolling Pinterest and stumbled upon this mosaic table made with glass pieces, and I thought that would look awesome on my glasses. So the first step is we clean the glass very well with the glass cleaner or with alcohol. Make sure there is no particles or fingerprints as it affects the paint adherence. Now I'm going to model this chalk with a bit of water and paint the glass from the inside. It is not a necessary step. It's more for visual clarity as I'm filming and the glasses are see-through, so you can see the design better. It's easier for the camera to focus and the details are not overlapping. Now I'm putting masking tape around the edges. It doesn't say on the paint or the varnish that it's food safe, so we are rather not risk it. Now we're ready to go. Make sure you shake your pans very well before use. With this design, you don't need to paint over the paint as with the pans I've chosen. It's not possible anyway. And it's easy to follow, easy to recreate, and you don't need to make sure your shapes are straight and that the distance in between them is equal. It can be as quirky as it can be. At the end of the day, it is handmade and it has its own charm. I just love how smoothly the pen moves across the glass, leaving behind this bright and fun design. There is this Netflix show called Blown Away. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but I think you would like it. It's all about glass blowing, and it's incredibly captivating to watch all these artists create amazing glass sculptures, showcasing their impressive skills and their dedication. It actually inspired me to start drawing on glass, since I can't blow glass myself, obviously, although I'd love to try, but it just looks extremely difficult. And if any of you watching have ever tried glass blowing, please let me know in comments. I'd love to hear about your experience. By the way, if your paint smudges or you make a mistake, just have a napkin ready to wipe it off before it dries. You can also use some white spirit or nail polish remover. Just check that it's oil-free. This way you can clean the spot and begin again. I created two designs here. One has an edgy look similar to a broken glass mosaic, and the other one is smoother, like a stone mosaic. But look at this yellow. I'm not too pleased with how this yellow paint looks on the glass. It could really use a second layer, but since it's oil paint, that won't work, and I tried. So I decided to use this Posca pan to solve the problem. Posca didn't do very good job on the glass, but since we're not applying it directly and instead layering it over the existing paint, it just might work. And glasses are ready. I think they turned out just awesome. I love it. What do you think? Which one would you pick? Let me know in the comments and let's vote. This rounded one is number 1 and the edgy one is number 2. So just drop down the number and we'll see who wins. For now, I've set the glasses aside to dry and back to choosing the right sealer. Well, unfortunately, there was a minor accident with Liquitex. It was knocked down and shattered. So I should have been more careful, but it happens. What you gonna do? I'll try to salvage what I can for a dishwasher test. I need a piece of sanded and a piece of unsanded part here. I decided to run a dishwasher test first and do all the scratching after, as it could compromise the sealer's effectiveness. I place the glass squares on the top rack of the dishwasher and run them through 3 cycles on a regular wash, together with all the other dishes, of course. So, what's happened here? The sanded part of the glass was more exposed to the water stream, which caused some sealer to wear off, especially on this Genelite. Little parts of what's left of Liquitex feel a bit sticky. It's a water-based glass and it's not suitable for the dishwasher anyway, but was worth trying. I'll put it aside now. The non-sanded parts held up better on all of the glasses, but maybe because it was the top part. So I've returned them to the dishwasher, put them other way around so the sanded part was facing up now, and run them through 3 more cycles. And this is 6 cycles after. Genelite didn't turn up well, particularly on the bottom. That makes me think that sanding the glass might not be necessary. I'll do the scratch test right away too as we go, and it doesn't scratch easily, but with a bit of pressure it does come off. Polyvine performed decent. Remember, these glasses went through 6 dishwasher cycles, which could make them more susceptible to damage. So Polyvine is not easy to scratch. I have to really try. It has a good resistance. Plastic coat is impressive, showing really great durability. It's literally impossible to scratch. And also, it was unaffected by the dishwasher, like at all. The little bits on the surface that you can see is dust. I was trying to avoid it at all costs, but unfortunately I failed. It probably got onto it in between the layering when it was drying. Another thing is that plastic coat gives a bit of a yellow tint to the glass. It is a woodwork varnish after all, but other than that, it is super durable. All the rest of the sealers preserve the color very well. Mod Podge proved robust, although the bottom white spot washed off for some reason. And again, this was the sanded part. Was really a waste of my energy, quite frankly, as I really thought it will adhere better to the slightly rougher surface. The top remained intact and it is very difficult to scratch. Unfortunately, the label came off from Mod Podge, but I think you can easily recognize it by these little brush strokes. Well, after evaluating their performance for my project, I'm choosing Mod Podge because it's water-based, non-toxic, odorless and safer for food contact, ideal for glasses. Although I would opt for plastic coat for non-food items like, I don't know, table, like glass table, or for example, a vase maybe. One minor issue with Mod Podge was the brush strokes left on the glass. To achieve a smoother finish, I will switch to using a paint roller, which should minimize texture while improving even less. I've tried it on the back of this glass that we used for testing the paint pans, and it appears more even. Still got some texture, but I think it looks better anyway. Start with pouring some Mod Podge in a tray for my paint roller. Soak the roller in, roll off any excess, and then cover the painted area with a thin, even layer all over the glass. It actually feels quite satisfying. I don't usually use paint roller in any of my works, but I think, from now I will. I think I've just rediscovered the paint roller, huh? Now, remember we added that second yellow layer with Posca pen? And there it is. There was a bit of a smudging, but it's hardly noticeable on the glass, so it didn't cause a big of a problem. Altogether, I'm applying 3 layers of the sealer, leaving 2 hours in between the applications, and switching to a new roller each time. When you change the roller, don't forget to wash it right after so it won't harden and you can use it again. If you do get sealer somewhere by accident, just wipe it off before it dries. Like here, I've got some sealer on the stem of the glass. You can also scratch it off if it's a fresh layer. I also cover the sealer with cling film to keep it from drying out in between the applications. So there we have it, 3 layers on each glass, and now we are off to cure. Direction says 28 days. Talk about the test of patience, right? Well, apparently UV light can help to speed up the curing process and improve the sealer's strength. I don't know about that, to be honest. I've tried it with paint and haven't noticed a significant difference. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. If you are a UV light user, please do let me know in comments. 28 days have passed and it's time to wash off the chalk. It's coming off easily, just with some warm water and a sponge. I also removed the masking tape right after I applied the sealer. I thought it's better to remove it right away after I applied the sealer, as it might chip when the sealer has hardened. As you can see, the way I applied the sealer, it has created a bit of a rim where we had a masking tape, and now I'm thinking maybe I should have applied the sealer all the way up. What do you think? Anyway, other than that, I think they turned out just great, bright and colorful in time for summer. In conclusion, we established that oil-based paint pans are the most durable, and polyurethane varnish and Mod Podge are the best out of the tested to preserve your wonderful glass creations. Don't forget to leave your vote below for the design you like most. This is number 1 and this is number 2. Also, I have some really exciting news. Thanks to everyone who watches, likes, subscribes and comments on my videos. Because of you, I've got monetized and now I can earn some money from YouTube. Thank you all for your great support. I promise to keep the videos coming and not let you down. Supporting your favorite YouTuber doesn't cost a thing. A like, a comment goes a long way and makes a huge difference. If you get interrupted by the ads that YouTube places in, maybe let it play sometimes for 1 minute while you go get yourself a cuppa. That would really help to earn a little more so I can spend less time editing and more time creating and making videos for you. That's all. See you on the next one. Stay creative.